Welcome to Iwing Marketplace Chit Chat, where we give the opportunities for entrepreneurs to talk about themselves and what they do, so we can learn from them and we can also shop from them. So today, we are with a very powerful lady who has run a business for 25 years, building a fashion business in Nigeria, creating ready to wear, custom female outfit, and, taking her brand worldwide. Thanks for joining us today, Madam Georgewill.
Thank you.
Wow, you're amazing. I mean, running a business for 25 years, How did you, manage to do that?
Okay. It's actually slightly more than 25 years. I started when I was in school. Just to give you a little background, I'm actually a qualified lawyer, went to law school, studied law and went to law school in Nigeria. And but I've always been very interested in fashion, and my dad had, wanted me to be a lawyer, and I wanted to do fashion. So we had a compromise, and I decided to, satisfy him by studying law, but I knew I wasn't going to practice law. And I now went on to, start my fashion brand called Kolor Kraft at that time. Yeah, so that's how it all started. And my initially it was more of, would I say, like a hobby. I've always been that creative artistic person right from school. I'd make clothes for my friends. I would commission tailors all over the place to make clothes. So it's always been that. Everybody that knows me know that that is what I have been doing, for the very best part of my life. That's what, I have been doing.
Wow. Most brands don't really last, after 3 years, but you've been around for more than 25 years, What are some of the things that you did, that is still keeping you going with the brand,
Okay.
Color Craft?
Yes. First of all, I'm not saying that it shouldn't be a money making thing. It should be a money making venture, but you also have to be very, very, very interested. It's a passion for me. And immediately I realized that I could make money from this. I had it registered formally in Nigeria at that time. And set it up properly to have a system, that is properly set up. And then I started, working and putting processes in place, and not joking with it, not joking, just like, just running around in circles, just formally making sure that everything is formal and legal. And then the passion and the drive was still there. I think that if you don't have, really passion for it, and you just see it like, oh, you want to make money from this, it's not one of those businesses. It's not a, like a trade, like, buying and selling or something. This is just for, creatives. And I think if you're a creative, it doesn't just die like that. So I kept on building on it over the years, building on it, expanding, seeing what is the best practices that are operable in other areas globally, and adopting some of those into my business. And here we are.
Wow. So when you said you graduated from law school and
Yes.
then, you
Lawyer.
went, you started a business, were you financially stable when you started?
Well, I kind of like come from will I say come or came? Anyway, I come from a middle upper class family. So obviously, it wasn't too much of a struggle because I had that initial support from my parents. For example, where Color Craft in Nigeria is built is like from family land, and because there's a physical structure there, even though I have to, like remove myself from that because I now kind of live here in the US, and I have Kolor Kraft Concepts, which is a entirely separate company, from the Kolor Kraft in Nigeria now. But at that time, there was a physical structure there, and all that was helped and aided another by my husband, because remember, by this time I was married to a wonderful man, Mr. Emmanuel Georgewill. So he, kind of gave me that support initially to, start off that. And my dad was late now, so that, okay, that initial seed money of, trying to, then I didn't have, like a structure or anything of, just making the things and commissioning people and all that. That was my dad, you know obliging me. But my dad passed somewhere along the line. I got married and all that. So in comes Mr. Emmanuel Georgeville, my husband, and then he's just been, wonderful driving force, and he's just been the one, pushing me and investing in my business. And I believe that your husband will not, encourage you that much if he feels that it's not a viable business, if you're just playing around and all that. So at any point in time, he's always been there, supporting and helping and advising.
That's beautiful. Starting a business at that early stage, there always so many challenges. What was the hardest part? Starting Kolor Kraft in Port Harcourt, Nigeria, at that
Well,
early.
yes, at that early stage, remember, first of all, I didn't even, there was no structure in terms of like a brick and mortar. And then brick and mortar was what it was then. We didn't have Instagram, Facebook, and all those things, so it had to be brick and mortar. So getting clients to come and to recognize, that this is what you do and all that was, a bit difficult. Of course, you want to grow. My husband was young as well then. So he tried his best and all that, but we still had, one or two, financial, gaps there. So that also, was a problem. And then alongside that, I also used to import some things in Nigeria. Then I'd import, so alongside my creativity, I also, to support, I also had, like, well, I call it a bit of a buying and selling kind of thing. So I would come to the US and, go to New York, and I would, buy stuff, that I would take back home to also sell alongside, my ready to wear. So, so finance was a bit of a problem at the beginning. Yes, I would say that. And then also to get dedicated staff
Right,
that would share your vision, because you can get staff but they don't share your vision, they can't drive your vision,
right.
so they probably would be pulling down your vision. So yes, so that was a problem as well at the beginning.
Wow. So with all those problems, did you ever think of like quitting?
Yeah, sometimes, sometimes even now, I don't think there's any business that would just go on for so long that you would not say, oh God, you're tired, and fatigue might come from either maybe staff not being, really following what you want. Fatigue can come from maybe financial constraint. Fatigue can come from you're just tired, you're just older. Remember, I was in my 20s then,
Right,
and if you calculate, I'm not going to tell you how old I am now, but if you calculate, you know how old I am now. So
right.
for now, I guess age might be a factor, but then it was just finance, and also I was a new wife, so I was making babies. So with children, managing a home, your children, your business, and all that, and as a creative, you need time to really think and create, and being a hands-on mom, my children were always around me, then they would always be with me in my business place and all that, so they were a bit of a distraction, but I love them being there. So all those things, sometimes you're just tired and you're like, "Ah, is this really what you want to do?" And all that, but I kept on going. Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
So yeah, I didn't hear the part. What kept you going? What kept you from not giving up,
Well,
from
it
not.
kept me going because that creative passion doesn't just die like that. Just
Right.
when you think that, oh God, you're tired, some other idea would just come up. You have a new idea for like maybe kaftans, and you start with that, and they're selling that, they're doing so well. So you keep on going, and then you have another idea, you want to upgrade, your shop, your brick and mortar, and all that. My brick and mortar started as a bungalow, for example. Eventually it became like a two-story building. So you just keep on going, and then you're seeing that your clientele is increasing. People are really interested, they're cheering you on. So those things keep you going. So that's what kept me going.
So when you that early age again, let's go back there. How did you get your first clients? In order for you to believe like this is something that is
Yes,
viable.
first client. Would I say first client? Remember that I was doing this even when I was in school, at commission. So I had my clients, even like my classmates, my friends, their mothers, their boyfriends. So I always had, and I won't call myself a social butterfly, but I'm a very friendly person. I'm outgoing. I'm an extrovert. So at any point in time, I just had people that I was marketing. Whether you want to patronize me or not, I would be marketing you. You know, so I'll be trying to convince you. So I always had those people that would come around and call me and be like, "Oh, I'm here. I want you to do this for me. I want you to do." Even in law school, I'll tell you this. Even when I was in law school in Lagos, I got I was sharing an apartment with my darling friend Enuma in Yaba, somewhere called Yaba, Olonode Street. I got a tailor to with a machine that was in my house that would come in the morning. I'll go to law school. This tailor was there in the corridor making, one or two things for me and all that kind of thing. So I was selling to my law school classmates, and my friends and all that. So it's always been that.
Wow. Let's look at your design. I saw some of them from Instagram and I took screenshots.
Right.
Wow, it looked beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow. So looking at that, how will you describe your brand and your style?
Okay, I would say that my style is casual, chic, semi-formal. It could be formal, so it's everything, but I'm like a semi-formal babe. I'm not into like very formal clothing. I'm into like easy clothing, but very chic.
Mhm.
You would notice that is color craft, maybe not too much going on in terms
Right.
of like flamboyance, but you will notice in terms of texture, in terms of choice of fabric, in terms of even the style, and in terms of accessorizing, that's the kind of accessories I put on the clothes, like the appliques, and
Mm.
so that is how I'll describe myself. It's would I call it bohemian chic? Let's
I
just go
love
with
that.
this. Yeah.
Simple and
Yes.
elegant. So
Yes.
where
Simple
can
and
people
elegant. It's simple,
wear
but
this
trust
to?
me, you walk in, you're the center of attraction. So not
Right.
simple and you'll be lost in the crowd.
Mhm.
Simple, but extremely tasteful.
Wow. So let's look at this for let me see. Let me pick some. Uh, yeah, let's look at this. So where can people wear this to? Is it like
Okay,
a
that,
work
that
style?
one I'd call it like a semi-formal kind of outfit. That's like a top made with like it's beaded, embellished, rhinestones on top, and then it has these ruffles, like like kind of like crinoline net kind of thing that's embellished on the side. So you can actually dress that up if you put like a pair of pants on there. It depends on the kind of pants. If you're wearing formal pants, like maybe like a damask pant or silk or something, you can dress that up and go for any occasion. It can be like a cocktail, it can be like a wedding, it can be that. So that's formal. Now, if you want to dress that down a little bit and you put on like a pair of jeans or white linen pants on that, then that is now like like casual. But you can dress it up and you can dress it down.
Wow. Let's look at another one.
Mhm.
Mhm. Oh, this. So
Okay,
where people wear this to?
this is like casual. That is made with what we call adire print in Nigeria or in Africa. That adire is like a kind of hand dyed kind of thing, but this is hand dyed on chiffon fabric. So and it's like a loose, like a loose tunicky kind of top, and then you can put it on with a pair of shorts under, or you can put like pair of like three-quarter jeans or so and trainers. So it's like casual, it's casual chic. That one.
Where can ladies wear it to?
You
Like
can wear
just
it for
walk
like a
around.
barbecue. You can wear it to the beach. You can wear it, to like birthday party, you know, that
That's
kind of stuff.
cool. Let me
Yeah.
look at one more and then let me see. Okay, I love this one. So can
Mm,
you tell us
I
about
love
this
I
dress?
love that too. That is like a hand printed, hand printed or hand painted adire.
Mm.
It's very very unique, because it's done by it's commissioned to be done by hand. The print there, the painting of the masquerade mask on it is
Right.
hand, and all that is a kind of adire, and it's mixed with the borders, the panels. I used Ankara on it.
Mhm.
Ankara is like, I mean, it's an African print, so I think all African countries, even Cameroon, where you're originally from, has Ankara prints,
Right.
and all that they used to tie wrappers and all that. So the panels are made with Ankara, and then it's a kimono. I made that into a kimono. I love kimonos because you can also dress them up or you can dress them down. And I love I'm not putting on a turban, but I'm a turban kind of person. I can wear something really chic and I'll put my turban. I love to cover my hair.
Right.
So yes.
Where can
So
people wear that to?
oh, anywhere, meetings, parties, weddings, I have one like that, and I know that I think I wore it for, was it a party, like a picnic kind of party and all that? I know when I stepped in, everybody turned, to look at it, and I got quite a
Wow.
few things from that. Yes. You
Wow.
know.
So you have this available here in the US or it's mostly
Oh yes,
available?
I have some stuff available, here in the US. I live in the US now. Remember, I live in
Right.
Baltimore, so my business is in the US now.
Hmm.
So when you order, but business is global nowadays anyway. So even though I live in the US, if you want to order and you're in Nigeria, I'll have to, commission it and get it ready for you. But I do have, stuff like that in the US. So if you reach me, I'll show you what we have, and
So,
even nicer stuff.
so this can run for like how much?
That is about, I think, $100.
Okay.
It's about a
All
hundred
right.
dollars. Yes, it's really, And then I didn't tell you that the
Mm-hmm.
paneling on that is made with Akwete. Akwete is from an area, a border town between River State and I think Abia State or something in Nigeria. And these women, they sit down, and that's what they do. They weave, those fabrics and all that. So that's what's used for the paneling. So a lot of it is like handmade, hand painted, hand woven, than
Wow.
machine stuff. That really very creative, intricate designs.
So there are a lot of stuff that goes into making that.
A lot of stuff, yes, goes really go into making those things. Yes, it's just creativity at different levels. Creativity from me, the designer,
Hmm.
creativity about the kind of texture that I
Right.
want on the fabric. So
Hmm.
it's a mix of textures, of colors, of dyes, and of it's just creativity. It's not
So,
just those that you just make and just because.
so for the more than 25 years, what are like one or two things you've learned, so far as fashion business is concerned?
I've learned a lot, but one thing that I've learned and also still learning is that customer satisfaction is very, very important. So we strive, at Kolor Kraft Concepts to make sure that we have satisfied customers, and that we give quality, not just quantity. We give quality, so you go back and you remember us. And our return customers, when I was in Nigeria, they would come. We've had customers that have been with us for that 25 years. They started my business then with me, and they'll come back to say, oh, look at this dress. I bought it 25 years ago.
Wow.
And yes,
It's,
and I'm
it's still
still
looking good.
on, it's still
Still
looking
well.
really good and all that.
Wow.
So we have those kind of return customers. So customer
Quality.
satisfaction and quality for customers is very, very, very important for me. And also the need to go global. The need to go global, the need to really, be out there in the marketplace, like, you're helping me do. It's
Right.
very, very, very important. So yeah, thank you for, being a partner in this my new journey in the US.
It's a pleasure. I love that. And this is a beautiful conversation. But right now, we're going to play a quick game. So I want your short answers, very
Right.
short answers. Okay.
Mhm.
So I call it it's quick short answer game. So I'm going to start. Um, uh, I'm going to give you some questions and then you give me like very short answers, right? So,
Mm.
number one, what should brand prepare when starting their business, like young entrepreneurs?
What do you want to prepare? First of all, you have to formally register your business. Formally register your business and make sure that you have inventory and you have like a system, to run your business so that you see in real time what you're doing.
Wow. So, one mistake you've seen fashion designers usually make.
Well, I think that one mistake that they make is that they are not even creatives before they start this fashion thing. So you decide exactly what you want, because fashion might be on the creative side. It might just be you're not a creative, but you love fashion. So you're importing or you're buying from other people. You really can't maybe do the two at the same time. So if you're not a creative and you want to buy from people like me, we're here. And
Mhm.
then you want to resell, we're here. If you want to buy clothes that have already been made, maybe imported, like from Macy's and all that or whatever, that is still fashion. You're still a fashion person. Do that. And so that's the mistake that fashion people do.
Okay. One hard truth about the fashion business. You have to be quick.
Hard truth is that it's a tough business. It's not easy. It's fashion, so you think that fashion is like, oh, lazy and all that. No, it is hard work.
Why do most brands fail?
Most brands fail because they haven't put a system in place, and they just start and they get bored and it fails.
Talent or discipline? Which matters more?
Discipline, I think. Discipline.
Why?
Well, discipline, you have to be disciplined for your business to grow. If you're not disciplined, no matter how talented you are, there's so many talented people out there that are under the bridge, probably doing drugs and doing other things. So it's discipline that will carry you far.
Nice. What's the fastest way to lose money in fashion?
Fastest way to lose money in fashion, mixing your business account and your personal account. Yeah, you lose business.
What mistake do beginners repeat the most?
Mistake beginners repeat without they don't sit down to really study what they have to do about fashion to make it grow. They just start like that and think that it's going to work out.
Wow. So for beginners, right, which is better for them to go into ready to wear or custom?
I would say maybe you'll start with custom, because that is well, it's a trick question actually.
Mhm.
It depends on, if you're a creative, you can't start with custom.
Right.
you know but if you just want quick money, you probably will start with custom. So if you're really a creative and you know that, okay, you need something to start with, maybe you start with your custom for just a short while and then you move into your creativity. But you need to learn entrepreneurial skills at the end of the day. Whether you're doing custom, whether you're doing ready to wear, it's all entrepreneurial. So you
Right.
need to learn those skills.
Wow. So
Yes.
who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is that woman that would come in, walk in, she knows what she wants, she's chic and fashionable like me, and then she would encourage She would encourage me and not criticize in a very subjective way. That's my ideal client.
What makes your brand different?
My brand is different because it, from the beginning, from the first stitch that you see, there's detail in every stitch, detail in every cut, and it is just a different style. It's everything about color craft. Even if it's kaftans, you say that's a color craft kaftan. There's just my brand is the truth about style.
Mhm. Best advice for new fashion brands?
Yeah, best advice is that, go for it. Always have your little journal with you, like this, my little journal. I'm always sketching, whether I'm on the plane, whether I'm on the train, whether I'm just woken up from sleep. It's by my bedside. It is funny. If you come to my bed, you will see stuff, because I'm always jotting and, just putting down ideas because your head will be full of so many ideas. So you need to put it down. Or if you're tech savvy, I'm not very tech savvy, you put it down on your phone or computer and all that, and you go back to it. I like to sketch. So I'm permanently sketching and drawing and putting things down for the future. Yeah.
And the last one, biggest myth about fashion?
Biggest myth about fashion. What would I say about that? The biggest myth about fashion is that it's just for people that really don't know, what they want in life. I'm a lawyer, qualified lawyer. As a matter of fact, I studied English language first of all, before I
Wow.
went on to study law. So I have 2 degrees at the back, and then now my fashion. But everything helped me to get me to where I am today. So it's hard work. You keep on pushing, and you will succeed.
Wow. What advice do you have for women who are afraid to start a fashion brand?
Well, don't be afraid to start. You might fall, pick yourself up. You'll fall again, pick yourself up. I fell a couple of times. I kept on picking up myself. And then eventually you'll be established. And people will know you and shout your name from the rooftop. So you just start. Just start. And then you'll get there.
Wow, this has been really beautiful, and for everybody watching, if you want to start up a fashion business, this is Madame Georgewill. You can order from her. She has beautiful design, like you've seen. You can ask her for some pictures and all what not you need, and choose some of the pieces. And that's the one of the easiest way people can start, right?
Yes,
So
that's the easiest way people can start. And you can go to my Instagram page, Color Kraft Official, and you can call me. I have my numbers here, 240-421-3158. I'm in Baltimore. And let's talk, about what you really want. I'd advise you, I'll help you, and then I probably will help you start. And I have inventory here. You can buy from me as well.
that's really nice. So this has been really amazing. Did I put your number, the Nigerian number? Let me put that as well.
Yeah, Nigerian number just on WhatsApp. Remember, I live in Baltimore.
Right. We want to
Yes.
contact you. So this is oops, I put it down there. Okay, so that's good. So thanks again for your time today, and this video will be available for on YouTube. So everybody who wants to watch it, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Help us share this video so more people can discover Kolor Kraft and the beautiful job uh, Madam Emmanuel Godwill is doing in Port Harcourt, Nigeria.
I'm not Port Harcourt, Nigeria. I'm here in Baltimore. I used to live in Nigeria, but for the past 3 years, I live in the US. So you need
Oh,
to contact me on WhatsApp if you're calling from Nigeria. And then, if I'm in the US, 240-421-3158. And
right.
I have inventory here. So, we'll talk and see how we'll ship things out to you.
Thanks again for joining us today, and you're doing a great job, and
Thank you.
all the best. All right,
Thank you.
you're
Thank you.
welcome.
Yeah. Bye.
We're out. Bye.
Mm.